It's a LaFred effect. It's a LaFred effect. It's a LaFred effect. It's a LaFred effect. LaFred effect. LaFred effect. LaFred effect. LaFred effect. Hey, it's a LaFred effect. Welcome back to LaFred effect, where we talk real, go deep, and build forward. In the last message, I share how everything starts in the mind, because it does. But once the mindset is in place, there's only one thing left to do, and that's live out loud. Today we're talking about what intentional living really looks like. Not just in theory, but in practice, day to day, decision to decision. This message is for anybody tired of thinking about change and ready to move like the version of themselves they know they're meant to be. Now let's get this clear. Intentional living is not about perfection. It's not about waking up at 4:30 a.m. just because someone on Instagram said it works for them. It's not about rigid routines or performing spirituality. It's about being real on a day-to-day basis. It's not about scheduling every hour or meditating on a mountain. Intentional living means living on purpose, not on autopilot. It's about making aligned choices in your habits, time, energy, relationships, money, and mindset every single day. For an example, it's saying, I don't need to do what everyone else is doing. Okay? Reason being, what everyone else is doing might not align with your future goals. It might work for their personality, their season, their gift set, but that doesn't mean it's right for you. Be real and true to who you are. Lean into what brings you joy, what brings you peace, and what keeps you whole. Success is personal, y'all, not copy and paste. It's saying, I know what I'm building and I'm moving accordingly. That means I'm intentional with my time. I'm intentional with my relationships. Making time for the people I love. Spending money on them, right? Listening to them. That's what it's about. And I'm intentional with how I show up, even when no one else is watching. Because I'm not building for applause. I'm building for impact. Yep. Here's what it's also saying. I'm not just reacting to life. I'm designing it. I'm creating a life that feels like mine, my own, my destiny, my purpose. A life rooted in purpose, not pressure. One that reflects my values, my principles, honors my boundaries, and leaves a legacy I'm proud of. All right? Y'all, intentional living is being clear on what matters and courageous enough to live by that clarity consistently. Now, on the reverse side, what intentional living doesn't look like. Now, hear me out. I'm not sharing this next part from a place of bitterness or regret. I'm sharing it from a place of growth, protection, and reflection. Because intentional living must include wisdom. Let's talk about what intentional living doesn't look like. Saying yes to everything because you feel guilty. That doesn't work. Staying in survival mode even when peace is available. That doesn't work. Making emotional decisions with no reflection. Letting people, pressure, or trends lead your direction. Doing what's urgent while ignoring what's important. Let's be real, y'all. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just talking real so I can give you clear direction on what intentional living is and what intentional living is not. Okay? Now, I had a dream. The date is May 7th, 2025. I had a dream, and it shook me, but also helped me form this message. In this dream, I met up with a girl I once knew. We had sex, unprotected. Afterward, I found out I contracted an STD from her. My body reacted, swollen, uncomfortable. I was angry, crying, broken in the moment. Even in the dream, I felt something was off. I knew it, but I didn't listen. And when I confronted her in the dream, she looked at me and said, "I didn't tell you to put it in without a condom." Now, dreams speak. That dream reminded me, live with intention, but don't forsake your intuition, your safety, and your wisdom. And that leads me to a real life moment. You guys know how I like to share a personal story or two because I like to keep it real so that we can grow and have a great impact. Not long ago, I met a woman on Hinge, the dating app. I prefer to meet women in public places, randomly, because I'm able to see their energy, their presence, their realness. That's one of my filters, the introduction. I can see their face, their smile, their eyes, their skin, their body, It gives you about 80% of what you need right away. I like to lead with observation and discernment. But she was different at first. We talked daily for about 2 weeks, multiple hours each day. Real conversations, real chemistry. It was natural. She was traditional, and I like that. She said the right things. She was dating to marry, a single mother in her 30s. I respected her mindset. We agreed to wait 2 months before being intimate, including kissing. Her idea, but I was down for it. But when I started talking about our financial future together and just an idea, something shifted. She felt like it was getting real, She told me she had an STD. And while I listened and stayed respectful, I couldn't ignore this. I thought and shared with her, if you imagine sex within those first 2 weeks, you should have spoken on it. You shouldn't have hid it, I knew she was hiding it because she told me it was such a relief to tell me. But I took my time and we had a conversation. And I had to step back from dating. I needed more time to reflect. Here's what I took away and what I want to pass on. Intentional living isn't just about setting goals or staying consistent. It's about being honest, trusting your gut, and moving with clarity. It's about using the wisdom you've earned, listening to your spirit, and protecting your future with what you already know. Yeah, I told you guys, we're going to be real. I hope that story wasn't too triggering. I hope it helps you understand what intentional living is about and what it's not. How I practice living intentional, on a day-to-day basis. I set the tone daily, whether it's prayer, silence. Remember we talked about me being silent in the car without the radio on, right? That's also time to repeat affirmations. I choose my thoughts before the world does. I have a head start. You have a head start. I also plan how I spend my time. I don't give my day full control. I decide in advance what matters. I prioritize. I protect that time. It's only 24 hours in a day. Gotta protect it. I watch my words, what I say about myself, my goals, my relationship. It all matters. I speak what I believe, not what I fear. I don't just protect my peace, I prioritize it. Everything doesn't deserve access. I check the vibe before it enters my space. I protect my space, and you should do the same. That is a mentality to have. I measure my energy, not just my effort. If it drains me, I pause. If it feeds me, I double down. I need more of what feeds me. Because what I take in will come out. And I want positivity to come out. I want greatness to come out. I want love to come out. I want peace to come out. So I double down on what's good for me. I use money with vision. Every dollar I touch is a seed. I don't just spend. I sow into what aligns with my purpose. This is how I move. Not loud for attention, loud in alignment. You gotta live your mindset out loud. Okay? Here's where it gets real. You can have a powerful mindset in private, but if your actions don't match your thoughts, you're still living small. And that's where we are not about. We're not about living small. Don't get me wrong. We're humble. We walk in humility, but we're living big. We're living to have an impact. Okay? We're living the right mindset out loud. Okay? This means your habits match your beliefs. Your energy matches your expectations. Your time reflects your priorities. And your life becomes the evidence of what's been happening in your mind. It starts in the mind. We talked about that. If you believe you're a leader, lead. If you believe you're worthy, show up like you are. If you believe your time is valuable, stop giving it to things that won't grow you. The mindset is the foundation. Intentional living is a structure you build on top of it. We're building, y'all. In closing, here's a challenge. No more passive progress. Okay? Be intentional. No more private potential. Let your light so shine. No more, I'll get to it someday. Get to it now. Start today. Put that foot down. one after another, step by step, incremental progress, sustainable success. Live it, own it, walk in it. You don't have to be perfect. Just present, prepared, and powerful. And that's what we're doing here on the LaFred Effect, where we talk real, go deep, and build forward. And next time, we're going further. I'll be releasing affirmation recordings to help you train your thoughts and protect your focus every single day. Until then, stay focused, stay grounded, and above all, stay real. Peace.